See you. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday, pay it forward Friday. What season the day? Digital finance, harmony of love, serving food to what those two, rising as the beat and it Eastern on P2GTV. Breakfast with the Thomases, come eat with me.
Grand Rising, welcome. Welcome to Breakfast with the Thomases. I am your host today, Alvin Thomas, coming to you live, otherwise known as the Gold Banker. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Oh, man, what a day today. Very interesting weekend this weekend. First of all, I'm not sure what's going on with technology today, but it's acting a little funny. But I can't do nothing about that right now. I'm going to work with it. Keep it up. Okay, guys. Thank you very much, sir. Like I said, it's a Monday. It's Monday morning, Mental Wellness Monday, and I'm just excited to be here. And I'm on my own today. The missus is traveling, and I want you guys to really get what's going on, and just be in the conversation today. Today we're talking about mindset, and for some reason, this weekend I was sitting there trying to get myself in order, trying to figure out what I need to be accomplishing, what I need to be looking at. And the first thing that came to mind was the fact that, have you planned your mindset out before you decide to get started? Or have you just been taking it one step at a time, just coasting and not really taking it? Or have you been allowing things to get into your head space, so that there's nothing, you don't really see? So today I got a video, and I want you guys to really listen to it and really be in the conversation about what's available and what's going on. So we're going to get started right now, and we're going to jump right up to the screen. So I want you guys to be ready and enjoy the conversation. Just take notes and be ready to go at it in just a minute. Talk to you later.
If the biggest battle you will ever face is not out there in the world, but within your own mind. Every day, you wake up and step into a mental battlefield, and whether you realize it or not, your thoughts are either pushing you forward or holding you back. The world may tell you that your circumstances define you, that your past controls you, that your failures label you, but I'm here to tell you a greater truth. Your mind is the gateway to your future, and if you can master it, you can master your life. Too often we underestimate just how much power we give away by allowing negative thoughts to live rent-free in our minds. We walk around with doubts that were planted by fear, by people who didn't believe in us, or by our own past mistakes. And we never stop to question them. We let those thoughts become our story. But imagine if today was the day you drew the line. Imagine if today was the day you said, no more. No more letting fear narrate your future. No more allowing insecurity to dictate your decisions. No more repeating the lies that say you're not good enough, smart enough, worthy enough. Because here's the truth, and I want you to hear this deep in your spirit. You are not your negative thoughts. You are the one who has the power to rise above them. There's a version of you inside that is stronger than the voice of doubt. There's a version of you that knows how to fight back, a version that believes, that grows, that heals, that leads. But in order to reach that version of you, you must do something most people never learn how to do. You must learn how to take control of your thoughts. You must stop being a slave to your mind and start becoming its master. This journey isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about confronting the storm inside and choosing peace anyway. It's about learning to see your thoughts not as facts, but as patterns, and having the courage to break them. It's about transforming your inner dialogue from criticism to compassion, from doubt to determination, from fear to faith. And that journey begins right here, right now. So if you've been overwhelmed by anxiety, if you've been paralyzed by doubt, if your mind has been your biggest enemy instead of your greatest weapon, listen closely. Because over the next few moments, we are going to shift your perspective, elevate your awareness, and give you the tools to reclaim control. You deserve to be free, not just in your circumstances, but in your mind. This is more than motivation. This is mental liberation. Let's begin. Recognize the power of your mind. Let's begin with the truth that many people are afraid to admit. Your mind is incredibly powerful, but left unchecked, it can also become your worst enemy. Every single day you're having thousands of thoughts. Some positive, but many are negative. Thoughts like, I'm not good enough. I'll never be successful. No one really cares about me. Why even try? These thoughts often appear out of nowhere. They're automatic, quiet, and repetitive. And the dangerous part? Most people never question them. They accept these thoughts as truth. They let them shape their identity, influence their actions, and sabotage their potential. But here's the reality. You are not your thoughts. Read that again. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who hears the thoughts. You are the one who can challenge them, change them, and rise above them. Your mind is like a garden. If you leave it unattended, weeds will grow. Negative thoughts, doubts, fears, insecurities. But if you become aware, if you take care of that garden, you can remove the weeds and plant seeds of confidence, gratitude, faith, and strength. It all begins with awareness. The first and most crucial step in dealing with negative thoughts is simply recognizing them. Become the observer of your mind. Start paying attention to what you're telling yourself on a daily basis. Most people never do this. They are on autopilot, controlled by their inner critic. But not you, not anymore. When a negative thought enters your mind, pause and ask yourself, where did this thought come from? Is this thought based on fact or just fear? Would I say this to someone I love? You'll start to realize that many of your thoughts aren't logical. They're emotional reactions, rooted in past experiences, failures, or trauma. They aren't your destiny. They are just patterns. And patterns can be broken. Also understand this, your brain is wired for survival, not happiness. That means it naturally looks for danger, threats, and problems. That's why negative thinking feels so automatic. But with awareness and intention, you can rewire your brain to focus on growth, strength, and opportunity. Start journaling your thoughts, say them out loud, challenge them. You have to expose the lies your mind tells you. Because once you see the lie, you strip it of its power. Negative thoughts lose their strength the moment you shine a light on them. And that's exactly what awareness does. It brings light to the darkness in your mind. So remember this, you have the power to choose which thoughts you believe. Not every thought deserves your attention. Not every thought is worthy of your energy. The more you recognize the patterns, the more control you take back. You are not helpless. You are not broken. You are powerful. And it all starts with understanding this simple truth. Your thoughts do not define you unless you let them. Challenge and replace the lies in your head. And once you become aware of your negative thoughts, the next step is critical. You must challenge them. You can't just notice the storm. You need to stand in it and speak truth to it. Most negative thoughts are rooted in fear, self-doubt, or past pain. They are mental habits, not realities. They show up sounding convincing, but they're not based on truth. They are based on your wounds, your conditioning, and your insecurities. And if you don't challenge them, they will continue to run your life on repeat. Let's say a thought pops up. I'm a failure. Pause and ask yourself, is that really true? Have you really failed? Or did you just have a setback? Did you learn something valuable from the experience? If you have succeeded before in other areas, Would someone who truly loves you describe you that way? You begin to realize that the thought isn't the truth. It's a distorted belief you've been carrying around, maybe for years. You've accepted the lie as your identity, but it's time to take your power back. The way you break a lie is by speaking the truth over it. This is where affirmations and self-talk become weapons, not cheesy slogans, but intentional, truth-based statements that combat the negativity. If the thought is, I'm not good enough, your response becomes, I am learning, I am growing, and I am worthy of respect and success. If the thought is, I'll never get through this, your truth becomes, I've survived every hard day so far, and I will survive this too. This isn't about toxic positivity. It's not about ignoring pain or pretending life is perfect. It's about refusing to let your mind bully you with lies. It's about creating a mental environment where truth is louder than fear. You need to become the coach in your head, not the critic. Encourage yourself. Speak life into yourself. Correct your thinking the way you would correct a friend who's being too hard on themselves. And don't underestimate how powerful this habit is. Thoughts become beliefs. Beliefs shape identity. Identity drives behavior. So if you want to change your life, you have to start by changing your inner dialogue. Start writing down your most common negative thoughts. Beside each one, write a counter-truth. Say them out loud. Every morning, every night, every time the lie shows up. Train your brain the same way you train a muscle, through repetition, resistance, and patience. This is a battle, and in every battle, you need strategy. Challenging your thoughts is your strategy. Replacing them is your power. You are not weak for having negative thoughts, but you become strong when you decide to confront them. Your future depends on which voice you choose to believe. So choose wisely, speak truth, and rewrite the story in your mind. One thought at a time. Control the input that shapes your thoughts. Your thoughts don't appear from nowhere. They are influenced by what you feed your mind every single day. Just like your body becomes what you eat, your mind becomes what you consume. If you want to overcome negative thoughts, you must take control of the environment that shapes them. Ask yourself this: what are you allowing into your mind? What kind of content are you watching? What kind of conversations are you having? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What do you see when you scroll through your phone? Because whether you realize it or not, everything you consume is programming your brain. If you're always watching drama, negativity, and chaos, don't be surprised when your thoughts are anxious and heavy. If you're always around people who complain, criticize, or spread fear, don't be shocked when your confidence starts to fade. Your mind reflects your environment. You have to be intentional about creating a space, physically, digitally, and emotionally, that supports your mental health, not destroys it. Start by evaluating your social media. Are the accounts you follow inspiring you or draining you? Are they teaching you to think critically, love deeply, and grow constantly? Or are they making you compare yourself, hate your life, and doubt your worth? Unfollow anything that doesn't build you. Your peace is more important than staying updated on other people's opinions. Then look at the people around you. Some people pour life into you. Others plant seeds of doubt and negativity. If someone constantly makes you feel small, less than, or hopeless, they are not helping you heal. Sometimes you have to love people from a distance to protect your peace. Now turn your attention to what you can add to your life, not just subtract. Fill your mind with truth. Read books that empower you. Listen to podcasts that challenge your thinking. Watch videos that motivate you. Speak to your spirit and teach you how to grow. Surround yourself with voices that make you believe in your purpose. The more you feed your mind with wisdom, encouragement, and hope, the more naturally your thoughts begin to shift. You start thinking differently because your mental diet is different. This isn't about pretending life is easy. It's about giving yourself the best tools possible to navigate the hard days. Negative thoughts thrive in toxic environments. So change the environment. Remember, your mind is always listening. So give it something powerful to hear. Guard your attention. Protect your peace like your life depends on it. Because in many ways, it does. You can't stop every negative thought from forming, but you can control how many seeds of negativity are planted in the first place. That's where your power is. Control the input, and you begin to control the output. What goes in is what comes out. Choose wisely. Your future mindset depends on it. Practice mindfulness and presence. One of the most powerful tools you have for overcoming negative thoughts is mindfulness. The ability to be fully present in the moment without judgment. It might sound simple, but in a world that constantly pulls you into the past or pushes you into the future, being present is a revolutionary act. Most negative thoughts come from two places: regret about the past or anxiety about the future. You replay old mistakes, you overthink what people said, you worry about what might happen, you try to predict outcomes that haven't even occurred. And in doing so, you rob yourself of the only moment that's truly real. This one, right now. The present moment is where peace lives. It's where healing happens. It's where you reclaim your power. When you slow down and become aware of your thoughts without judgment, you create space between you and your mind. And in that space, you gain control. Start practicing mindfulness daily, even in small ways. When you wake up in the morning, take a few minutes to just breathe. Don't grab your phone. Don't rush into your to-do list. Just breathe. Feel the air enter your lungs. Listen to the sounds around you. Ground yourself in now. Then a negative thought shows up. Don't panic. Don't try to suppress it or run from it. Observe it. Acknowledge it. Name it. You might say, that's my fear of failure again, or there's my anxiety trying to take over. The act of naming a thought weakens its grip. It reminds you, I am the observer, not the prisoner of my mind. Another mindfulness technique that works wonders is meditation. You don't need to sit for hours or chant mantras, unless you want to. Even 5 minutes of focused breathing, body scanning, or gratitude reflection can shift your mental state dramatically. Meditation helps you detach from thoughts and see them for what they are: temporary mental events, not permanent truths. Also, try grounding exercises. When you're overwhelmed, focus on what you can see, touch, hear, smell, and feel. This pulls you out of your head and into your senses, into reality. That's where your strength lies. Mindfulness isn't about being calm all the time. It's about being aware of what's going on inside of you so you can respond rather than react. It trains your brain to stop spiraling and start focusing. It teaches you that just because a thought enters your mind doesn't mean it belongs there. The more present you become, the less control your negative thoughts will have over you. You start to notice patterns. You'll catch the lies faster. You respond to life with intention, not impulse. So give yourself the gift of now. Practice presence. When your mind starts to wander into fear, pull it back with grace. One breath, one moment, one choice at a time. Because in this moment, you are safe, you are enough, you are in control. Really, daily mental fitness routine. Just like your body needs exercise to stay healthy and strong, your mind needs daily training to stay resilient and focused. Dealing with negative thoughts isn't a one-time fix. It's a consistent, intentional practice. If you want lasting change, you need a daily routine that strengthens your mindset, builds your confidence, and protects your peace. Think of it like this. You don't go to the gym once and expect lifelong strength. In the same way, you can't read one quote or listen to one motivational video and expect your negative thoughts to disappear. Transformation happens through repetition. But what does a mental fitness routine look like? Start your day with intention. Before the chaos of the world comes at you, take control of your inner world. Begin each morning with silence, prayer, meditation, or gratitude. This doesn't have to take long. Just 5 to 10 minutes of stillness can completely shift the direction of your day. Remind yourself of who you are, what you are grateful for, and what you're aiming to become. Next, use affirmations. Not just generic phrases, but truths that speak directly to your struggles. If you struggle with fear, say, I am courageous. I move forward in faith. If you battle self-doubt, say, I am capable. I am worthy. And I believe in myself. Speak these affirmations out loud. Let your own voice become the loudest one in your life. Throughout the day, practice mental check-ins. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, what am I thinking? Is it helping me or hurting me? Is it based on truth or fear? If the thoughts are negative, interrupt them. Don't let them go unchecked. Redirect them with truth. Even a single moment of awareness can stop a spiral before it starts. In the evening, close your day with reflection. Write in a journal. Review what went well, what you're proud of, and where you want to improve. Journaling helps you track your growth, recognize patterns, and release emotions instead of bottling them up. You can also use this time to forgive yourself for overthinking, for slipping up, for being human. Grace is part of growth. Don't forget to fuel your mind with empowering content. Read books that inspire you. Listen to motivational speakers who challenge you to rise. Surround yourself with voices that uplift you, not ones that drown you in doubt. Even 10 minutes a day can recalibrate your thinking. And most importantly, be consistent. Your mental health is not a side project. It's the foundation for everything you do. The more you commit to building your mental strength, the easier it becomes to recognize and replace those negative thoughts before they take root. This is how you win the battle in your mind, by showing up every day, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. You train, you grow, you rise. Because your thoughts don't control you. You control your thoughts. And when you commit to that truth every day, you become unstoppable. Ladies and gentlemen, as we bring this message to a close, I want you to pause and reflect on what you've just heard. Let the words settle, not just in your ears, but deep within your spirit. Because this isn't just another motivational speech. It's a wake-up call, a reminder, a challenge. The truth is simple, yet life-changing. You are not a prisoner of your thoughts. You are the master of your mind. Every thought that tells you you are not enough, every lie that whispers you're broken, every fear that screams you can't move forward, those are not your truths. They are illusions. And today, you have learned how to break them. You've learned that the first step is awareness, recognizing when your mind is feeding you lies. Then comes the courage to challenge those lies and replace them with truth. And finally,
Grand Rising, yo. Oh man. Was that not a powerful message? Was that not powerful this morning? Oh man. Mar Allen, Dreamy, I see you guys out there in the land of stereo. Grand Rising to you. Miss Griffin, good to see you. Fruit Juicy, Abyss, to see you guys. Oh man. Madeline, how are you? Grand Rising. Good to see you guys. Hi, once again, this is Alvin Thomas. And it's the Gold Banker coming to you live on Gram at a time. And we are on today. We are on 7 different platforms. And I am just so glad to be here with you guys today on this Mental Wellness Monday. But you know, I had taken this video and I had seen this honestly about maybe 6 months ago. I saw this video about 6 months ago. And I took it to heart. I took a lot of it to heart because I realized that a lot of time, you know, the way we move is because we are inputting so many different things into our space, and we think we have to be a certain way at a certain time. And not realizing it, you have to get yourself grounded in whoever you are, whatever you are, and be that person. You know, you just got to be that person. You ain't got to be anybody else. And the best way I found to be that person is to clean the weeds out of your clean your yard up. You know, I love the analogy that he used. If you have a garden and you want it to grow, you just don't throw seeds in the garden and expect the garden to grow up. What do you got to do? You got to tend that garden. You got to go in there pick up some of the weeds, make sure the seeds that you planted are planted in a space where it can grow. There's sunlight, there's watering, there's fertilizer. All that stuff's got to be in place. Those are things that are maintenance. Those are maintenance to maintaining a beautiful garden. And you know, everyone says when you go to these big botanical gardens, they love how the flowers look. They didn't get there because someone said, okay, let me throw a bunch of flowers in there and then just open the door and then walk away. There's a team of people maintaining that garden. There's a team of people making sure that the grounds are being watered. There's a team of people making sure that the plants are being pruned and, you know, nutrition and sunlight and all that stuff is being taken care of. Well, guess what, yo, guys, that's what we got to do with our mind. Our mind requires maintenance, so we have to really take a look at what we're putting into our mind. And, I got this thing. I asked my daughter what this meant. When people go online to Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and they get stuck there, she said it's called the death scroll. It's called the death scroll. You're death scrolling, or just scrolling for 30, 45 minutes and just not doing it. Just your brain is just locked into something for no other apparent reason but because you can. But what if you could take that time that you were death scrolling, for lack of a better term, and use that time more effectively? Choose what you watch. Choose what stuff you put in. Let me let me ask you guys a real question. Are there things on your device that you watch that have nothing to do with you? Are there things on your device, your cell phone, your computer, your tablet? Are there things on there that have nothing to do with you, have nothing to do with improving where you're trying to get to in life, but you have it because it's trendy or people are telling you that's what you need to do? You know, oh, this is what's happening with uh, Jeffrey Epstein, or this is what's happening with Kanye West. Beyonce said this online, or all those things that people want. You want to be in the know because you want to fit in. Because does it does it give you anything in the process? Are you getting anything from those spots that you just get info? Let's call it what it is. Are you getting anything from them gossip columns? Are those gossip spots helping you do something that you want to do? Or, is it anything you can work with? I don't know. I mean, you have to decide that for yourself. You really have to decide that. I'm sorry, I'm looking around because I see something in my screen and I don't know where it is or where it's at. So please forgive the distraction. Um, Grand Rising, my brother, I see you out there. One of the other things he actually said is, I think gardening was probably the most important thing that he mentioned, because I realized in taking on the gardening of my mind and put what I'm putting in, I have to put stuff. And I can't only take stuff out of the garden that don't belong. Like you take weeds out, you take dirt out, you take rocks out, but you got to put stuff back in the garden. You got to put stuff back in the garden so that the garden grows properly. So, example, you know, example, you put what is that called? You put the fertilizer in to make sure the plants grow. The fertilizer for your mind yes, it can be social media, but what in social media do you want to put in? What There are podcasts that actually build your mind. There are audiobooks that reinforce what you do. Like one of the biggest thing that we use with Breakfast with the Thomases is The Richest Man in Babylon, which is and it speaks to the seven cures to a lean wallet, and that is one of our mainstays. It is the wealth man's Bible, for lack of a better term. It is the wealthy man's Bible because it speaks to acquiring what you want, building what you need, and then protecting it all all in seven lessons. And they're all, it's funny. What makes it funny is they're all principles that we've grown up, we've heard about them, but we've never really put them into play because no one told us how to put them into play. And when you're on with Breakfast with the Thomases, breakfast, we don't, this is not idle conversation at the table. This is conversation to take action and do things. This is a do conversation or do it now conversation. Let me ask you, if you had to go on your phone right now and take something off, what would be the first thing you take off your phone? And no, you can't say your boss's number. Okay, you can't say your boss's number. What is the first thing you want to take off your phone that really does nothing for you? Is there a game that you're playing that takes up your time while you're traveling? Is there for lack of a better term, is there this ratchet site that just sounds that you want to hear all the dirt from? Is there a TMC that's actually telling you what the people out there are watching and doing, what the celebrities are doing? Does that add to your peace of mind? Does that add to your bottom line? Simply put, is there anything in your phone that doesn't add to your bottom line? And my wife Ruby, she's traveling today, so you won't see her today. Um, and honey, please travel safely. Please travel safely out there. Um, you have all these apps, and I was in there the other night, and as I was going through this video again, I deleted a bunch of things on my phone, and I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna be right up, open and honest. I'm a big fan of playing Sudoku blocks because I think it helps to add to my brain. It adds to my cognitive thinking. But I realized in what I thought was cognitive, I have 4 versions of the same game from different apps. So I took three. I took 3 of the 4 apps off. All right. I have a app that I use for writing my recipes, but then I have an app that is just about watching different chefs prepare food. Those are some of those are distractions. So I said, let me trim down what I took off 2 of the celebrity chef pages that I use. Okay, see, I am not perfect. I don't have this locked into place. And I started this about 6 months ago. There's still things on my social media that I need to get rid of and clean up, and I'm doing that. It may take me some time to get all the stuff that I need to get off. And whatever time it takes you to get those things off, it takes you that time. But understand, it's a work in progress, and your mindset, the mindset that you want to build, it takes daily. It takes daily work. You have to prune your mind out from the stuff that are distracting. You have to prune your mind to the stuff that you want to put in the garden to make things grow. You know, one of the I always talk about food, and because that is one of my greatest loves. I love the cooking. I love the repair, and I realize, when I was setting at one time, I had a window garden, and in the window garden, I had before I planted this stuff, I had to go do the research and realize what things work together because I don't have a very large window, but I wanted a lot of herbs that I could use that work together. And I actually had to go search what works well in a garden, a limited window space garden that grows together so that I can get the biggest bang for my buck. And I realized if you operate with things in the onion family, it does wonders. You know, and I like onion. And onion has layers to peel off, and I don't know why that just happened to be what it was. But as you're working in that garden and you're pulling up onions, chives, leeks, shallots, all those different herbs that you cook with, they all present a different kind of flavor profile. Your mindset has a profile that you're trying to grow. So you either adding to your mental health, your mental mindset for growth, or you adding to your mental mindset for lack. If you want it to grow, you have to put stuff in there that's going to allow it to grow, and the stuff that you put in has to work together. You can't put negativity on top of positivity. Now, mining, you're not going to get this all. You're not going to get it all on the first go round. This is not what I'm saying. This is not what I'm sharing. I don't expect anyone to get it on the first go round. I expect there to be some trial and error in the process. And then one of the things that you have to really look at is that when you're what in your head, the mindset that you have to work in every day, your head is a very dangerous spot. And if you think all the answers are there, understand me, they're not. One of my good friends, Cornell Grinnell, said, I'm ever so happy that I have more than one mind to have discussions with, because mind is a dangerous place. And I don't have all the answers up there. I want you to realize you have to go seeking knowledge. And in seeking knowledge, sometimes you have to deal with some past traumas that are holding you back, that are sticklers in your life that tells you the negative spots have a place in that mind because it's a past trauma holding you back. Now, Monty, I'm gonna say this as factually and upfront as I can tell you. I am not a mental health coach. I am not a therapist. But I know that I have done some work that has helped me get out of some of my negative behavior. And I'm still working on negative behavior because I don't have them all down. But I'm dealing with them as they come up. One of the things that you heard in the video, he said, when a negative thought comes into play or a negative behavior comes into play, don't ignore it. Don't act like it didn't happen. Address it. Address where it came from so you can deal with it. And it may come up more than one time in a day. It may come up twice, 3 times, 4 times. Every time it comes up, you address it like it's done. Because you have to address the elephant in the room, for lack of a better term. I don't know why this morning my brain has turned onto a bunch of puns and a bunch of analogies that came into my mind as I was getting ready to have this conversation with you guys. And sometimes it's my way of making light of certain things, but there's levity in this conversation, but there's a levity to show you that in being human, you have to show yourself some grace. You have to give yourself some grace to if you want to accomplish the things you want to get done. So, I want to, deal with whatever trauma you have to deal with. If you think you can't deal with your traumas, go get help. Everybody's trauma is different. No one has the same exact trauma. Some of us may have similar traumas, and we still got to deal with them. So one of the things I will say is this: don't be afraid to ask someone to help you with your trauma. Go find a professional. P2G is not the professional. We can't handle people's trauma. We can share with you. We've been doing this for about 8 years. These conversations, and we have a list of places wherever you are that you can go find help. And one of the things that I was looking at the other day, and it really stuck with me. You know, the way the way your brain is wired, the way your brain operates. You know, there's a whole science around brain, understanding the brain, the neurosciences, and how it operates, why the brain operates the way it does. That's all fine and good. I want to, this is what I want to share with you about brain, the study of the brain. For every one negative thought that you put in your head, you have to put 7 positive thoughts in place to knock out that one negative. Okay? You have to put 7 positive thoughts in place to replace every one negative thought that you put in your brain. Because the negative thought will take root because it operates on your fears, you know, your fear, trauma, things that you feel that you're not good at. The negative thoughts you say, the negative things you tell yourself that are reality, that are not. They're made up. They're made up by you, for you, to keep you stagnated in a place that you feel comfortable at. You know, P2G is not a place for, we don't operate in being comfortable all the time. We're here to teach you and challenge who you are, because we want you to have a better life for you because you've chosen it. Not that we gave it to you. You know, we teach digital financial literacy here because we know that one of the biggest killers for people in getting ahead is worrying about how they're gonna survive the next week, or how they're gonna put food on the table, how they're gonna get back and forth to work, or they're gonna have to borrow from next week to cover this week. Is there gonna be more months than is there gonna be less income or more months in income? These are things we look at, you know, and people deal with these things on a regular basis. So this is why has to get your mindset has to get pruned and shared and cleaned up all the time. You got to build it. You know, build a library, build a library of books that actually promote mental wellness, promotes getting ahead in life, controlling your mind so that you can control your thoughts. You know, I am not the biggest reader in the world, but I did realize I had a solution, and it was called audiobooks. So I listen to audiobooks when I drive. I listen to audiobooks when I'm sitting here working in the house, putting stuff together. And when I get to the point where sometimes I feel as though my brain is pushing more negative out than I pick up the phone and call somebody. I pick up the phone and call somebody and say, hey, look, I'm dealing with A, B, and C. Now I know it ain't real. I just needed to get it off my chest and tell somebody so that I can continue moving on my day and put something positive in place. And needless to say, I have a few friends that I can do that with. And I'm grateful for those friends that I can actually pick up the phone and say, look, I'm just dealing with something. Can I get about 5 minutes of your time? I just need to air out this laundry so I can go back and get back to work and, have my mind locked in and cued in for space and, you know, stuff that is actually relevant. So, I'm going to say this and I want people to hear me clearly. Your mind is your garden. And whatever you grow in that garden will grow according to the way that you tend it. I think that's the message today. Whatever you put in your garden to grow, you have to tend it. You have to be willing to go there and do the work for it. Whether it is a vegetable garden or a flower garden or your mental garden, you have to tend it. You have to pull the weed out of all those things. Start pulling weeds out one at a time, day by day, going in there and just pulling out the stuff that doesn't aid you in getting your mindset in place. Two, you can't only take stuff out of the garden. You got to push stuff into the garden. You got to push stuff into the garden. In the mental garden, you got to put positive thoughts, positive affirmation, positive. You write your own affirmations. I don't have to tell you what to write. What what excites you what excites you to do another day? Now I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna jump back just a little bit. I don't know what you believe or who you believe, but understand this one thing: the breaths that you take, you didn't create. The breath that you take every morning, every day, when you put your feet on the floor, as you turn, lift your knee, and come off the bed, should be met, should start your day off in gratitude. Be grateful for the fact that you were able to take another breath. Be grateful for the fact that you were able to put your feet on the floor and feel the coldness at the bottom of your feet as you put your slippers on and rose, and be grateful that you were able to stand up and be grateful, and then be grateful for the ability to walk to the front and start your day. I just wanted to get that in there so you know those are the get gratefuls in the morning. The first breath, the first step, the first time you put your feet on the floor. Those are all grateful. Four things to be grateful, 30 seconds out of the day. Remember that. Now, let me jump back. Get in, get your mind in the right thing. Prune the garden. Get your books in play. If you're not a reader, get the audiobooks. Audiobooks serve the purpose. Um, write your affirmations. Write your affirmations. Read your affirmations. They build who you are. They build your character. You need to see them. When you hear those negative thoughts coming, reach back in and grab your affirmation and say who I am, what I am, and all that I am. Then on top of that, I would suggest get a book, get a book, and journal your day. Journal stuff that's going on in your day, so you can see. Journal the positives and the negatives, so that you can deal with them. I think that's probably the biggest thing I learned from this thing. Because when you deal with the positive and negative, you notice sometimes your mind is in survival mode. Your mind operates in survival mode. It wants to make sure that you do the. It's surviving to make sure that you can get through the day. You don't always you don't always understand why you're doing. Sometimes that's why you're operating on autopilot. It's not you operating on autopilot. It's your mind operating on autopilot, and it's doing the thing that it does so that it can maintain status quo. You know, all I'm saying is when you write in your journal, expose the don't be afraid to expose the dark parts, and when you write it down, so you can see what's in the space that's pushing you into the survival mindset, and then you can deal with that on a daily basis as it comes up. Deal with it. Deal with it because it needs to be dealt with. Because those little dark spots are the stuff that are blocking you from moving ahead. Those are those little traumas that stop you from moving ahead. And, like I said, I'm not a coach for mental wellness. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a counselor. I'm pretty much sharing the stuff that I deal with and I go through, and I'm just putting it out there in public. And if it resounds to you and it's something that you can use that I've shared, because I've been doing this for a couple months, working at it, use it. If you got questions, hit me up. At Breakfast with Thomas, this is an open table for conversation. We share who we are, what we are, and we don't leave anything flat on the table. And I gotta be, I'm looking at all the people who I see online, and people are saying yes, 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 great, yes, yes, yes. But what is it? What are you saying yes to? Don't be this is one other thing I'm going to give you advice. I talk to you about what we do at PTG a little bit more. Don't be a clapping monkey in the corner saying yes, yes, yes to all the things that I said, unless you're going to put some work in. Don't be that clapping monkey in the corner saying, "Oh yeah, I'm in. And then when you get off this stream, the only thing you do is go back to status quo because it's comfortable. It didn't challenge you. Or I'm sorry, you weren't challenged enough to change something about you today. And I'm saying is change one thing. Pull one thing off your social media that isn't given to you. Yeah, Miss Kim, yes, you got to do the work. You got to do the work. And sometimes you ain't gonna want to do the work, and you don't like what comes up when you do the work. But that's what needs to happen. You got to get up there and do the work on a daily basis. You got to prune the garden. You got to make sure that the irrigation lines are being filled with water and nourishing it and getting it to where you need to go. And one of the things we do, and I love it, on Wednesday night we talk about nourishing your garden. You know, there are two possible paths. And when we talk about this, and we're talking about mindset today, but normally when we talk to people, we talk about our digital financial literacy program, and we teach a 12-week program. And this conversation that we have on Wednesday night, it opens the door so you can come in and ask your questions about what you have questions about wherever you are in your financial journey. We talk about mindset on this platform as well. If you come to the platform and you got a question on your mindset or what you need to talk about, anything you want to talk about, this is the platform. But this platform is designed for two things: sharing with you we one of two possibilities, training with our organization for the things that you want to create, or not training with our organization and what you get. Because we all know what we get at the banks currently, right? You get your savings account, your checking account, you got your high interest credit card, and you're still looking at them and you're trying to figure out how to get out of the hole. On Wednesday we had that conversation about how to get out of the hole and what you want to do to help get yourself out the hole. We don't get you out the hole. We share with you how to do something. And if that's something you're interested in and you want to learn more, you can scan the QR code that you see right at the screen, or you can write the code down that's right there to the left of it. That is an invite. That is an invite that you can actually get. If you didn't see it, you can screenshot it. You can come back and watch this video game, and when it comes up, you can go right to this section and get the information and do that, and get the information and come on to our Wednesday. It's free engagement. It requires you to put the mindset and the willingness. And all I ask you is, if you're gonna come, put it on your calendar. Put it on your calendar, mark it, and put a reminder that says, I want to be at the Wednesday night, so I want to talk about my possibilities. And we're there to talk about the possibilities. and it's on Zoom. So if you know how to use Zoom, you know how to get in. Really simple, really easy to do. Now, on top of that, we have a program called Status Correction, and I always tell you guys, you need to know who you are and what you are. A lot of times when people hear status correction or you know estate, we talk about estate planning, trust, discharging debt, knowing how to operate in trust. This is the mainstay of what we talk about on this platform. And when you come this Saturday, I will be hosting an introduction of what all those things mean, what it means to have an estate plan or to build an estate plan, how to operate your life in a trust, and finally, the last thing we talk about is discharging debt. Because we know everyone wants to discharge debt, but there's a way to do it that you're able to stand a square and actually be in a position to truly discharge debt because you know how it's done, why it's done, and the responsibilities that come with it. We don't talk about how to get your credit taken care of and turn around and repeat the same process and do it over. A lot of times you get these credit people who tell you about will help you clean up your credit in 6 to 9 months and then turn around, have you open up more interest, high interest credit card, and you're back down the same road. We're talking about learning how to stay in your square, learning the difference between lawful and legal, and the difference between your rights and your privileges. This is the conversation that we have, and this is an introductory conversation. And this is on for 1 hour. We have this conversation for 1 hour. You can scan the QR code. You can get the information. Come on, ask questions. If you ever want to know what estate planning really is, what status correction is, these are all questions that people come up with and they hear all these fancy terminology. We break it down to layman's terms. We keep it simple. We keep it attainable, and all you have to do is show up for the conversation. We do have some people in our a later class that's right after this. This is why this class is only 1 hour long. That class is only 1 hour long. We have a steady group of people who are actually putting the work in and doing it. And if you want to know more about the study group, come to the introduction and acquire the package if that's what you want to do and get that done. And finally, on Sunday, if you've been to one of our 12-week courses and you want to know or you have an understanding of financial literacy and you just want to be able to download information that help you move ahead where you are, we have an advanced conversation called the P2G Blueprint. This is where we show people how to actually take on growing small from small. So we teach you the first thing. We teach you how to grow in small amounts and get it started. This is also we show you how to get your wallets inside cryptocurrency. Then we show you how to double down. We have a section where we show you how to double down your profits. We show you how to create projects that have income. So you always say people say, I want to find something that I get 3 and 4%. What if I told you the platform's available and you get more than 3 and 4%? And you're actually in control of making the move. We show you how to do your own research. We show you how to bankroll it yourself. And that's this is what we do at P2G. This is how we do what we do. And this is all on the court learning. This is all on the court learning. And for $100 a month, you get 4 weeks of education in how to, hands-on. I don't know where else you would get that, but I'm going to say this to you. Whenever you're in these classes, what you pay is far lower than what you get out of it. Because by the time you're done, The value supersedes the cost. Don't take my word for it. There are people out there who've used the P2G D.F.L program, and they're making leaps and bounds in their finances, and they're not being controlled by the bank. They're using the bank as a tool, as an asset. Yes, and yes, one of the things the majority of the things that we do here at P2G is very simple. We tell people this is our motto: acquire, build, and protect. Coming to the Sunday class for $100, you will learn these things, and it will make the difference in the life that you lead. If you like what we do, please like, subscribe to Breakfast with the Thomases, subscribe to our program, get the notifications when we're coming on, get what's happening with our, get the things that we're doing right away on the court all the time. And if you have any questions about wherever you are, you can go to the P2G network. Go right to p2gnetworks.com, and you can go right to our website. Let me see. I'm sorry. I'll get that up. Then go to our website, and we have a bot on there that we answer directly all the time. Click on the bot, answer I have a question, put your question in, and we will get back to you with an answer. That's what we do. P2G is a family-based business that is growing leaps and bounds. We have a new website coming together, and soon you guys will be getting invitations to come out to the new website and get the goods, get the juice. But right now, for where you are, we're sharing the juice. We're giving you the juice right where you are. So don't miss out. Take advantage of what's available and be in the conversation for what you want, how you want it. This, like I said, P2G is where you want to be. We are back here on Wednesday with a new guest. So please like, comment, subscribe, get the notifications in the room, and we will see you back here on Wednesday. Thank you for everything. We appreciate you. We're out.
Ooh, see you. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday, pay it forward Friday, we're seizing the day. Digital finance, unlearning of love, serving food to what those two, rising as the beat and it Eastern on P2G TV. Breakfast with the Thomases, come eat with me.